We met on Lovebirds.
Ingrid and Steve think they've got it all figured out, but a little girl named Estelle changes their lives forever.
Estelle!
Just feed her again. Like, if she's crying, she's got to want something.
For this well-organized couple, it's a real eye-opener. Can they handle what's in store?
It kind of sucks, but what are you going to do?
Coming up on birthdays.
It's very real now.
Come on.
Mommy's a basket case.
She became, like, overwhelmed.
The intimacy thing is a problem.
Dad got sleep last night, Mom not so much so.
Hi, baby.
My name's Steve. I'm 27 years old. I'm a structural engineer, and I'm expecting my first baby in about 2 weeks now.
I'm Ingrid, and I'm 28 years old. I work as an inventory and customs supervisor. We met on Lovebirds. Basically, I found his picture and profile and decided to send him a smile, and he sent me a smile back.
I did.
What I love most about Steve is probably his caring nature.
Ingrid has been emotional during the pregnancy to the extent that Ingrid is Ingrid, and she's always happy and smiley, yeah, you can't wipe the smile off her face.
As the due date approaches, anxiety increases for these first-time parents.
I am ready to give birth to my first child.
You know, I am getting nervous. I mean, we're getting down to crunch time, you know, sleepless nights.
I think I was absolutely overwhelmed when I first found out that I was pregnant. At work, I have a position where my phone rings off the hook and I'm bombarded by emails all day, and to just drop that and spend my time at home with the baby, I think is going to be a really hard adjustment for me.
My major concerns right now is the fact that there's so many things coming together all at once. The fact that we're having a baby, we're assuming a mortgage, Ingrid is, you know, going on maternity leave, the cash flow is going down significantly.
Now, we kind of decided priority-wise that although we want to get married, and we will get married, and that right now we wanted to start a family.
Everything changes from now forward.
The idea of having a baby and not being married may be okay with Steve and Ingrid, but their parents have more traditional ideas.
These much to be
okay.
Barb and I are of the generation that believes that you should marry and then get pregnant. Of course, you two are so compatible and you just seem like a perfect couple, so we're hoping in time, right?
Yeah. Time, definitely.
This is a group thing now?
Maybe before the end of the year. It's a public statement to the world, you know? Like, when I married your dad, I wanted the whole world to know this is the man that I love and I want to spend the rest of my life with him. And
So what if I just stand up on the deck up here and just yell that this is the man that I love and I want to spend the rest of my life with him? You can all just applaud and we'll be done with it.
Steve and Ingrid are part of a growing trend. Today, 60% of couples live together before they marry, and of them, 1/3 have children.
I don't think that living together is intrinsically less stable than being married, as long as the people who are living together have resolved to stay together. So if they've been sleeping together on weekends and suddenly they have a baby, that could be a big problem. But in the 21st century, any couple is as stable as any other couple as long as they understand that they're going to try to make a go of it over the long haul.
Another growing trend is home births. It's a top priority for Steve and Ingrid. That's why they hope all goes well on this final visit to their midwife.
All right, let's see what our junior's up to today. So let's see which way this baby's around today. The head is sitting right on the rim of the pelvis, right? So right now, the baby's head is sat right about like that.
Okay.
And we would anticipate that in the next couple of weeks, the baby's gonna descend into the pelvis like that. And then while you're in labor, in the second stage of labor, the baby actually rotates like that.
Just how quickly Ingrid's baby arrives the day of the birth depends on many things.
No, it's not.
One of the things, when you're really looking at, the time when a woman is ready to deliver, how fast is this baby going to come? There's a lot of different factors that can sometimes predict that. If it's your first baby, chances are your labor is going to be fairly long in total, and the pushing stage, like the stage from when the woman is fully dilated and she starts pushing her baby out, could be anywhere from a half an hour to almost 3 hours long to be considered normal. If it's your third, fourth, or fifth baby, those labors tend to be fairly quick and the babies tend to come out quickly.
Excellent.
All right.
So have a good week.
Yeah.
Get that nursery ready.
Yeah.
And your shopping list checked off.
Yes.
All right.
We will.
Okay. Super.
Thanks.
See you later.
Take care.
Ingrid's contractions start right on her due date, but there's a problem. She has tested positive for Group B streptococcus, or GBS, a potentially fatal bacteria found in 15 to 30% of pregnant women, and it could threaten the life of her baby if labor goes longer than 24 hours.
The water broke at 4:40.
Over the last little while, the contractions have started up. They're getting more painful.
Because we are GBS positive, we're in a bit of a tighter time slot.
This tighter 24-hour time slot could threaten Ingrid and Steve's chances for a home birth, and that would ruin the picture-perfect moment of bliss they're determined to have.
Should we move upstairs, you guys?
Absolutely.
The moment of truth. The moment of truth has arrived. I just need to go in the bum.
It's an agonizing wait, one of the toughest of their pregnancy. If Ingrid has dilated enough, she can stay at home. If not, they must head to the hospital.
All right, so just the same as before. Yeah, there hasn't been a whole lot of change. So it looks like we might need to get a little bit of help. So that would mean moving to the hospital, which is kind of disappointing, isn't it?
Yes.
Very.
All this time you've planned for a home birth, and now we're getting the hospital bag ready, and so kind of sucks, but what are you gonna do?
I'm upset. I kind of had a feeling she was going to say that, so I'm not going to put my child at risk by staying at home. So I don't know. I don't know how this whole experience is going to play out at the hospital right now.
I'm just gonna move the folks down the road.
Surprisingly, Steve and Ingrid's situation is not the norm. Studies show that 87%, or 7 out of 8 mothers who plan to give birth at home, actually do.
Supposed to be carrying all that stuff.
But there's no time to think about what could have been. This baby has to be delivered as soon as possible.
We got there at midnight, just before midnight, I think, and it wasn't almost 3:30 in the morning before they actually started giving her a little oxytocin to get things moving along.
So it's starting?
Yeah. It hurts.
Well, she's having some steady contractions. She's definitely in active labor, and she's still smiling.
Coming up next, Ingrid and Steve are in a race against time. Ingrid and Steve plan everything, but sometimes babies have their own ideas.
7 after 9 in the morning.
How's Ingrid coping?
She's coping very well. Right now, better than me.
I think through the whole labor at the hospital, I've never seen Steve quite so emotional, and just so many times he looked at me and just said, I can't believe you're doing this, and I love you so much.
Good job.
Wonderful.
Good job. Let it go again. Real fast.
It was hard. Like it was amazing to see her like labor.
Right where my finger is. Push it away. Push my finger out. Push it out. Push it out. Push it out. Push it out. Good job.
Excellent.
You're doing great.
I started getting emotional because I'm like, I can't sit here and watch her in this pain. But I mean, I was so proud of her because she was a trooper.
It's just after 10 in the morning, and Ingrid has been in labor almost 18 hours.
There's the head. You want to touch it? Yeah. So you got about this much out. Lots of dark hair. It's staying there.
Holy cow.
Catch your breath for 1 sec. Don't be the first to touch your baby. Good job. Here we are. Oh, Daddy?
It's a little girl.
And it's who?
It's Estelle.
Estelle. Very nice. I'll call. Oh, beautiful. I'm Estelle. Welcome. Good job. Well, the hand-up is always the...
I know, my sweet.
Any other chance? It's not easy to do last night. I was struggling with it all night.
Giving birth was probably exactly what I expected it to be. I think in preparation, I kept telling Steve, it's going to be the most painful thing I've ever done. And I would safely say that. And yet, even now, when I think about it, it doesn't seem like it was all that bad. And I know that's what everybody always says. It's a pain that you can forget. It's our little angel. This is Estelle Elizabeth Hanley.
As this little angel begins her life, Steve and Ingrid get ready for a whole new life of their own. Because baby Estelle will be the biggest challenge they have ever faced. Steve and Ingrid have given birth to their first child, a girl called Estelle. Before the delivery, Ingrid tested positive for a condition called GBS, or Group B streptococcus. It's possible that Estelle was infected during birth.
Can't believe it's a girl.
Neither can I.
The new parents will have to watch their daughter closely for symptoms of Group B streptococcus, fever, seizures, and trouble breathing.
And just like that, we're already pros.
Look, Steve, it's our baby.
It's our baby at home.
Yay! Hello!
Hello, Ingrid.
Come on in my house of chaos.
I would like to weigh her today. Also do the heel prick test, which checks for metabolic problems.
This test will hurt the parents as much as the baby.
Oh dear. It's okay, Estelle. It's okay. It's okay.
You gotta fill all four like that.
I do.
So this is a good thing? You say all babies have to do this?
Yes. It's tough love.
I don't like it.
It's very
During this
complicated, but it
visit,
depends
their
which is
midwife
the
delivers
dominant.
some great news. Little Estelle has not contracted GBS. She's in the clear.
At all. If any questions, give me a page.
So yeah.
Everything looks great. Couldn't be better. So keep it up. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Now that the GBS issue is out of the way, the real work of bringing the baby home begins. That's meals on the go and no sleep.
I've become quite accustomed to feeding Estelle while everybody else is eating. It's a very regular thing for me right now. I mean, mostly because you can't move once she starts eating. Well, you will start eating without me. It's gonna get cold. Look, the door's open. I guess Steve's been very good about it. He always brings things over to me or tries to set up some food next to me so that I can keep eating, or grab me a drink and put it somewhere that I can reach it. Oh. Okay, let's go get ready for bed.
We're all yawning anyway.
Yeah. Are you gonna go sleep for me? Hey? So are you gonna go straight to sleep? Are you?
Yeah, not likely. You're not supposed to be this wide awake.
I think Steve gets a little frustrated, probably the same way I do. You can't help but be frustrated when you're staring at a little face that's crying at you and you're trying to figure out what else to do, and you've changed her and you've fed her and everything else.
At 3 in the morning, she was crying, and I just sort of rolled over and I said, just feed her again. Like, she's crying, she's got to want something. I said, is her diaper wet? No, feed her, try something. So we fed her again, and then she didn't want to go back to sleep. She just sat there and laid awake, and we had to quiet her down with a soother for a bit because she would not go to sleep.
After spending every possible moment with Ingrid and Estelle, Steve must go back to work. It's time to shoulder the burden of their new dream life.
Okay, my love.
Bye, Steve. We love you.
I think I'm a little bit stressed out about finances.
Bye.
Her salary was cut more than in half, and this month was the first month of the mortgage payment coming out. So things are a little tighter with money, but it's just another headache.
Bye, Steve.
The financial stresses of having children necessarily mean that the breadwinner is going to be working harder. And in many families, if not most families, that's usually the guy. And I don't think it's possible to avoid at least a certain degree of resentment. As much as you love your wife or cohabitant, as much as you love your children, you know, you used to have a more relaxed life. There was time to go out for a few beers with your buddies, and there was time to take your woman dancing and all that kind of stuff. The man in that family who's a breadwinner is going to feel very resentful and to some extent captured and enslaved.
You want to lie in your stroller and I'll go have a shower? Okay. Hey? See how my plan works.
Coming up, Ingrid is on her own and baby Estelle brings a surprising new development. Steve and Ingrid are ecstatic about Estelle. For Ingrid, the stay-at-home routine has been a challenge. And now that Steve's back at work, it's even tougher.
I think I've been working on this laundry for a couple hours. In between trying to feed her and going back to the laundry, on and off. It will all eventually get done. I was planning on doing a lot of things today. I was planning on doing a whole lot more laundry, and I was going to try and clean the bathrooms. I think the bathrooms are going to happen another day. I should change you all the time when you're in the middle of a nice deep sleep. Yeah, let's go this way. I never know. Every time I think she's not going to want to eat, she wants to eat. So it's just very different from anything in my life before, having somebody so dependent on me. Normally, very fussy when she wants to eat. I guess over the last week, I don't know, for the first little while, it was definitely she just cried when she wanted to eat. Now she's changing her mind a little bit. I'm not used to being at home just with Estelle. I don't know if I'm lonely, but I do things like throw the TV on. I don't have a lot of interaction with other people during the day, so I do miss that. Okay, come here, kiddo. Come here. Did you have a good sleep?
Honey, I'm home.
Hey, Daddy.
As Steve and Ingrid are beginning to deal with life as new parents, Steve's own parents are beginning to soften on the whole issue of marriage.
To see, oh, and she's wide awake, too. Look at her looking.
She's bubbling out her nose.
Even though they're not married, they're certainly committed to each other. And I think that's what counts the most.
They really are.
This little bundle of joy certainly seals the commitment.
Yeah. But don't get us wrong, if they decide to plan, we'll be there with bells on.
Babies can have the strangest effect on people. 3 months after the birth of Estelle, Steve and Ingrid decide to get married.
Some of our family members in particular are a little more traditional, on the traditional side. And
specifically your mother and Bev.
That's right. And so there was some controversy about why the dads were so easygoing and
laid back, and yet the moms really wanted us to be married. This is our homemade wedding cake, because although we're not doing very many things traditionally, it was suggested that we should have a cake. So we decided that if we have to have a cake, we were going to do it a cake our way.
Yeah, it's as informal as you can get it, I think.
And I guess now that my mom is here from Australia to visit with Estelle for Christmas, and Steve's sister was in from Saskatoon, we decided that now would be a good time because we do have family around. And I think part of it, for me anyway, was now that I have Estelle, I know how much I would like to be involved in her wedding and her future.
I actually heard on the phone, Stephen called me and told me what he was thinking about doing as far as having a wedding yet in the next few weeks. And I was very surprised. Like, I just went, really? That's wonderful. You know, it was just not expected.
We're kind of traditionalists. We believe in kind of making the statement publicly in terms of the commitment to each other, and it's and it's something that we like to see in the kids as well. And we're glad that they've kind of chosen that same way of making the statement publicly.
This is amazing. Oh, good.
Well, welcome everyone. What a great night for a wedding. What a great time for a wedding. And we're gathered here tonight to celebrate one of life's greatest moments, to give recognition to the worth and beauty of love, and to add our best wishes to the words which will unite Ingrid and Steve in marriage.
I gave you this ring as a symbol of my love, and I couldn't be happier that I am again putting it on your finger in front of our closest family and friends as we become husband and wife.
I, Ingrid, take you, Steve, to be my husband, knowing in my heart that you are my constant friend, my faithful partner, and my one true love. You are my best friend, and I will love and respect you always. You are everything that I could have wanted in a partner. I'm lucky that I found you and was able to start a new life with you and Estelle. And I look forward to spending the rest of my life with you and our new family.
Well, Ingrid and Steve have made their vows to each other in our presence. They've confirmed their promises by the joining of hands and exchange of rings. Therefore, by the authority given me by this province, I pronounce that you are now husband and wife. You may kiss.
Maybe it didn't happen exactly as their parents wished, but in the end, Ingrid and Steve became what their parents and ultimately they wanted most. Ingrid and Steve are now a traditional family, all thanks to baby Estelle.